Okay, so next section we will host by English, and today we were talking about what's the principal direction of the robotics system in RWTH. So, Melody, what do you think for your department?
Well, I think it's more like it's actually a very new program first of all.
How long does this program started?
I think my batch is a second batch. And
yes, exactly.
Oh, it's pretty new.
It's very new, so it's just my feeling. I feel like it's just a combination of some courses from the mechanical side and some courses from the computer science side. So there's actually not much of a blending. So just like very mechanical things and also very computer software things, and you have to blend those things yourself.
Yes. Dongyu, what do you think?
Yeah, because I'm the first batch, so in the beginning they do have the electrical side, but it's too hard. It's gotten hard, so no one can understand anything in that part. So they cancel that part. They totally cancel the electrical engineering that part.
So in the second batch, they just deleted the electrical part.
Yes, exactly.
So what's the focus on right now? The direction?
Well, actually,
mechanical,
software, right?
Yeah.
Or software?
More software.
Okay.
Like there are like machine learning and computer vision and some like data analysis things. But the data analysis part, I think it's a elective course.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not compulsory.
No, originally in the first batch from Dongyu,
yes,
that the electrical device something that course was compulsory, but for us it is now elective.
Do you think it's challenging to involve in the machine learning or something new subject into your department?
For
is it
me,
difficult?
Actually, I had some experience with machine learning before I came here, so it was not that very difficult for me. But it was the first time taking such course because at first I studied, I learned about machine learning myself, and this is the first time I really take a serious course about that, and also to understand some algorithms and mathematics behind. Because the machine learning, there are many graphical things to explain all the concepts, some blogs, a lot of websites, and you feel like, okay, I understand it, but actually you do not, because you do not know the mathematical background behind.
Yeah, especially for the algorithm, I think it's the core value of the machine learning.
Yes.
Yes, the tool, how to use it, to the proper tool or model to apply in this method.
Yep.
Yes.
I still remember, Dongyu, in Taiwan, you are a software engineer, right?
Yes, exactly.
So have you ever been involved in the machine learning before?
Actually, no, because for me, because machine learning is a really big topic, it contains something like optimization and also the deep network.
Yes.
And personally, I don't like deep network. That part, I think there's a little hype. It's a hype. So I go more into optimization that part, full of algorithm, and I want to understand every algorithm. Yeah.
Okay, so in the future, do you want to go further for the machine learning, or you will keep going to the software engineering stuff?
I think for robotics, software engineer is always a combination. You need to understand the software, and also you need to build out the model, and the model is full of algorithm, full of the model you need to build. Yeah, so I think it's a combination. Yeah.
What do you think for the best course in your robotics system department?
For me personally, I really like the Professor Leiber's course. So it's machine learning and computer vision.
But that's new course, right?
It's new? No, actually it's not a new course.
I mean, it's a whole new program anyway.
Yeah, we are a whole new program,
but the professor is from maybe they have already opened this course, but they just involved in your program.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is your number one course in
I would
robotics
say,
system.
And there's another one is called Advanced Optimization Analysis, something like that. And that course is really good because the professor is from MIT and he can explain every detail really good. Yeah.
One small question. So compared to the German professor and the American professor, what's the teaching style do you prefer?
Of course, American. Yeah, because they do try their hard. They try their hard, let you understand everything. Yeah, and then they can explain everything in really detail and use some example. Try to concrete the conception. So that's quite amazing. Yeah, but for German professor, it's more like reading some some textbook and reading every PowerPoint. So for me, it's quite boring actually.
As far as I know, German professors really like to make their own material, right? So they don't prefer to use the textbook from America to university.
And actually for us, it's only for a mechanical lab part. The mechanical lab part they are quite conservative, I would say.
Yes.
They use their
own material.
They use their PhD thesis as a material. So it's something already 40 years ago or 30 years ago, the method. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's quite stupid, I would say.
So what's your number one course in the robotics system?
It's actually the same as his. I also like machine learning and computer vision, and I mean, I feel like the Professor Leiber, he will like explain things like also about like history. So first we have this algorithm, but it has some drawbacks, and then we have to have a new algorithm to compensate the drawbacks. However, the new algorithm also have some like other things need to be better. So we have a third algorithm. There will be like, you feel like kind of like historical lecture about, you also know the reason why we need this, why we need that, like what are the pros and cons and what's the trade-off between different algorithms.
Could you explain for the algorithm for the audience? Because I think most of the audience not familiar with this special term. So what's the definition of the algorithm?
I would say, well, for me to define algorithm, I mean, I'm not a like completely expert, but I would say it's a method to approach to solve a problem.
Yeah.
For example, like for computer vision, you want to label the thing in the image. For example, you have a apple in the image, and you want to figure out like where is the apple and what it is. I mean, if you didn't know it's an apple, so you want to know like the object in the image and where is it and what it is and where it is. So there are different ways to try to identify the object.
Wow, sounds interesting. Really interesting. So by the way, what's the most stupid course do you think in your department?
Most stupid course.
You mean it's not useful for your future?
For me, it's multi-body dynamic because I mean
involved in the mechanical engineering stuff.
Yes, because personally I'm going toward the software side, so the multi-body dynamic did not help in my career. But if you focus more on mechanical side, then maybe it will be helpful.
Yeah. The control system also be the part of the robotic system, right?
Yes.
Okay. How about you?
For me, the multi-body dynamics, that course is really good, but the professor, he used a really old way, something like 30 or 40 years ago, the method. Yeah. So it's really old. But I think that course is really useful if you want to model some complex robot. I think it's quite useful. And for me, the most stupid course is called CSME, Computer Science for Mechanical. Yeah, because they totally mimic the course from Stanford, but with really bad way. Yeah,
Yes.
so
How bad it is?
how bad it is. They cannot explain it really well. And it's something like they don't even understand what's in the course. So they don't understand the concept, but they try to teach us. So we have no idea what they were talking about.
What's going on for this course? Okay.
Yeah,
For
it's something
example,
like when you ask a question, he just say it again, and you just stuck there. And so you just repeat what did you say again? What the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's quite sad. Yeah.
So it's also the compulsory course in your department, right?
It is a compulsory
Yes.
course, but I think it has changed every year. Like for Dongyu's batch, I think there's a different lecturer. For us, it's a different one, and for our next batch, it's also a different lecturer somehow. So the course content is different every year so far. I mean, there are only 3 years for now.
Yeah, they are newborn course.
Yes.
Yeah, so sad. Yeah.
But actually, so if anyone want to apply for this robotic system in RWTH,
Yes.
hosted by International Academy, will you recommend to other people?
I would say is, I mean, if you want to go study in Germany, so first of all, most university will check your background.
Yes.
So you have to have a related background to this master's program. And as far as I know, there are many people who want to shift from mechanical engineering to more software
Yes.
part. So like robotic is a program that they can apply because of a mechanical engineering background, and they can also learn some software skills like programming and data analysis skills.
Yeah.
So it's a good program if you want want to change your career.
What do you think, before go to the robotics system, what do you think the basic skills you should have in a bachelor or a master?
I think Python, because like most courses, they have some exercise or some homework, and they will want you to do in Python.
Yes, me
So,
too. I have
so
the same
Python is
thing.
the major language you hold in the mechanical engineering.
Yes, exactly.
Robotics.
Yeah, I mean some few courses they will also like do like MATLAB, but it's like only a few, and I think you can still use Python.
Okay, got it. So how about C# or C++?
And now, because there is more commercial, the C# or C++ cares more about the speed of programming. But for student, we don't need to care about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So Python is always the basic started if you want to start your path to software engineer.
Yes, I think it's a
In
trend.
this program,
Yeah,
yes.
it's a trend. Yeah.
Okay. I know there are some departments, for example, electrical engineering, they have already hold in English actually. So for the robotic system, do you think the German is necessary to have before you study this program, or English is okay?
For me, English is much more important than German because of my classmates speak English, and there's English. Some of them are native, so you need to have really good English, and you can communicate with them. Yeah.
But how about the life? Is the German necessary, or you still can use English to live your own lifestyle?
I think if you live in Aachen, English is already enough to have a
Yes, I think
life.
so.
Actually,
Yeah.
many people, especially young people, they are able to speak English. And like if you go to some doctors like for like house arzt, like house doctor, home doctor, they may not be able to speak good English, but for more specific specialized doctor, they always speak very good English in Aachen. And like I mean, if you somehow meet someone who cannot speak English, usually you can just ask someone to help you.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
yeah, so
Yes, that's one of the benefits to live in Aachen.
yeah, like the students' town, there are so many students, and most students can speak English, very good English.
And in which way you can know more German people in Aachen?
That's a difficult thing.
I tried. Yeah, I met them from my friends. Yeah.
Yeah, for
So
me
my
it's
main-
especially difficult because like from my second semester the corona started.
Yes.
So for my second, third, fourth, it was all distant semester. So I did my best to get to know some people. Like I have a tandem partner who learns Chinese from me and I learn German from him. And I also take like a dancing course, so I have a dance partner. And I also like whenever people invite me to a party, I go.
Yeah, this is the most critical factor to make know more about German people. Yeah.
Yeah, and also have a flatmate.
Yeah, maybe flatmate is the best choice to know more about German. If
Yeah.
you live in student dormitory or the VK, I think German is important because when you want to make friends, native language is always important to make friends. If
Yeah.
you speak English to make friends, it will like the invisible wall between people and people, and it's pretty hard to make the real friend actually.
For me, like when I meet some like German people, at least I want them to feel like I am trying hard to learn German. So I always will prepare some examples complaining how difficult German is. So like I mean they can understand German is difficult, but like I think they will want to see that you are trying to learn their language. So that's my strategy. So I will always tell them I am learning and I'm struggling, and here are some examples of how German is difficult, and they will laugh together with me and say yes, it's really difficult, and you good luck.
So this is your opening for in the party when you want to make the German new friend, right?
Sometimes yes. I mean they are also curious about like how other people think about their language. I mean we can like in Taiwan when a foreigner wants to speak some Chinese, we are always happy to hear some.
Share some information with the foreigner, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I knew.
I mean, if a foreigner lives in Taiwan for many years but he still cannot speak any Chinese, you would feel you don't care about Taiwan or what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
But if you feel like this foreigner is trying to learn Chinese, you will feel like more like a friend.
Yeah, deserve to helping him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your opening when you want to make friend with German friend?
For me, I just smile and I say, "Hey, what's up?"
So what's the interesting topic when you mentioned they will open their eyes?
Usually they want to discuss about China and then Taiwan, the relation or the tension between two of us.
Pretty hardcore.
That is a little hardcore, but yeah, it's always fun to discuss about that. Yeah.
Other interesting to Asia stuff or?
Yeah, because now they do have really close relation with China. So they want to understand why is China policy right now and why is the tension between China and Taiwan. They want to understand this part. Yeah.
How do you explain?
It's more like I would explain it in a more neutral way. I won't say China is bad because China is also an impulse to make us improve. Yeah. So I would say something like that. It's more like a neutral way, and yes, that's how I explain to them.
Okay, so let's back to the right track. So if you can study this program again, what is your choice to redo everything? What's your arrangement for the course or the life?
For me, the priority will be, I think I will do the same track. Yeah, because I'm quite satisfied with my current status. So I will do the same thing again. Yeah, so how about you? Yeah, I won't change anything. Yeah.
For the language part, I will spend more time learning English actually, because like for most of my friends, I still chat in English. I mean, I don't think I can chat in German like for only 1 year, 2 years of learning. I mean, we all have learned English for so many years and we still may not be able to chat in English.
Yes.
So, and to chat in English, there are always some problems. For example, I watch films, I also read novels, I study a lot. I have a lot of knowledge about, for example, classic music.
Mm-hmm.
But when I learned those things, I learned in Chinese. So I cannot chat about those. So people will think I'm like a nerd. I know only the English term of the academic things, but I know nothing about art, I know nothing about music, I know nothing about the films. But that's actually not true.
Yes,
I make people have this impression.
It's quite depressed when you want to explain something, but you cannot explain. You don't have the special term to speak it out.
I don't know the term, and I don't know like the artist or the singer's real English name.
Mm-hmm.
That's one problem that I would want to improve.
Yes, I want to mention about the Hibi job. So, if you have the chance, will you like to take Hibi job in the first semester, or you would like to take Hibi job later?
For me, because my strategy was came here first, and the first year is let me familiar with this place.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and then probably I can take the Hibi job. Yeah, but I don't have good performance on academic. So that's why I don't have the Hibi job. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Actually, I have a suggestion that from my experiences of like interviews and looking for Hibi job, looking for internship, looking for master's thesis, I found most people care more about practical experiences. So
instead of academic performance, right?
Yeah, no one ever asks about my grade. So they all ask about practical experiences. So if I can redo my program, I think I will only spend like 1 month on preparing for exam, and the other 3 months I will do some more practical experiences. I mean, like I did that in my 3rd semester, and I only did one project, one extracurricular project, and also because of my previous working experience in Taiwan, and like every master's thesis that I have interviewed, they all want me.
Oh.
So, I mean, they told me, I also asked back that why do you want me so badly? They all told me that because I have practical experiences and most people don't have.
Yeah, that is the issue when you study university, because university is focused on you are becoming the professor, so they don't provide too much practical experience for you. Most of the time you have to study academic stuff, but if you have practical stuff, just like
even just one project, you are already much better than many people.
Yeah, better than average people.
Definitely. So I got my Hibi job because of my previous working experience, because they are doing similar things as what I did. Oh, by the way, I got it in my 3rd semester because I want some more money. That's it.
But actually, the money is pretty high.
Very high.
Yeah, it's pretty high. 13, right? 13 euro.
Since this year, it's getting 14.
Oh my God, that's nice.
Yeah,
because if you go to the restaurant, become a waitress or waiter, maybe 10 euro, but you can get 14.
But Hibi job is also very competitive. Like it's much more difficult than finding a master's thesis, definitely.
Exactly, because it's involved in the money. So.
Yes.
So in the latter section, we will talk about the concrete content of the Hibi job and maybe the intern. Yeah, okay, stay tuned. We'll be right back.